Hello and welcome. I just want to remind you if you're on Facebook, in the Facebook uh, community group, the Vibe community, and you want me to be able to see your name, please grant StreamYard uh, to do so. And that is, you have the link with a uh, with this video, I think, like in the top or under it, and you just click the link and then you click another blue button and that's all. Then I will see who it is who is commenting. Otherwise, you will be presented as Facebook user, which is also perfectly fine. But welcome and so happy to be here again. This will be the next time is the last time, next Wednesday in this series of worthiness. And I will, Helena, I will be doing more live sessions with other topics, I think, but I don't really know when and what those topics will be about. But I know it will involve how important the present moment is for your transformation and for your embodiment of more truth. Yeah. So, who am I? As you can see, my name is Annika, and I am a conscious energy master. And I guide people with truth embodiments, and I help them to be opening up for more presence in life. Because you could say we are um, believing this dream that we're living more than the truth of who we are. And when we start to allow more of the present moment to be in our everyday life, in every moment, we realize that we have much more power. There is so much more love and joy and things for us to receive, and we receive life in another way. While now we're maybe, I do that presence thing after I've done this and this and this and this, and then we realize that to-do list is just getting longer, and there's much more things that I perceive as more important than just to tune in. When we start to tune in more into the present moment, we can cross a lot of those to-do things on the list, and we realize they were not important to begin with. And I can feel, almost here, like, yeah, but I have to go to work, and I have to buy food, and I have to, drive my kids to school, or I have to have meetings, or I have to do my, I don't know, yoga practice, or whatever it might be. And I'm not saying you're in the wrong conclusion. It's the priorities that are not in the highest good for you. And when you start to prioritize the present moment, you will have more clarity on what to do next. And also the difference between, I think I have to do this because then I don't have to feel this way. So a lot of those things on the to-do list is to avoid our feelings. And shame and guilt are really big ones, or hurt. Like maybe we have a lot of anger. I work with some people lately, and there's a lot of anger in the system. But I wouldn't say, like, especially in Sweden, but I'm in a Spanish country, and people have a tendency to express themselves more easily here. And then they're happy again. Or they were not mad at all. They just sounded more, da 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 da. That sounded like Italian, maybe. It wasn't, but it's my, like I'm trying to explain the Spanish temperament. And there are a lot of Italians here as well. But in Sweden, it's like, many of my friends, we're not allowed to express our anger. And then in the end, we realize that when we get to embrace that anger, it's hurt. Like we've been hurt in a way that we couldn't handle, and it wasn't fair. And therefore, this anger is being built up in our system because we're we were not able to speak our truth or say to people what we felt like, or that we needed to, for them to see how much they hurt us. And then this anger is being suppressed by our thoughts and belief system that it's not okay to be angry. So like we are pressure cookers in a way, and yeah, and that is the amazing thing with the present moment, because the more you're trying not to feel, the more you will have problems with these emotions that are stuck in your body. The more you allow them to be felt, the easier it will be for you to release these emotions. And I kind of recently, I've been telling people about this present moment and how important it is. And it's not that long ago that I could actually just be present for rage. Like, it happened here. I've been here since, yeah, I've been here, what is it, like beginning of December. And this rage came up and I had no resistance to it. And it was like this dragon, it was the fire came out from the mouth, and the sky was all fiery. And I had to write to my friend and ask her, can you explain this to me? Because I saw this dragon. But I just, this, so much suppressed emotions and rage and so on. It was beautiful. And it wasn't hard at all. It was effortless. But we can go for a lifetime trying not to feel these emotions because we think it's wrong. Maybe because, as women we shouldn't, or maybe as men we're not supposed to, or there are a lot of like rules about male and female and how to behave and what's thank you, what's allowed and what's not. And we have it like, there's even rules about how to be happy. Like, you can be happy, but don't laugh too loud, because the girl shouldn't do that maybe, or in the family you were brought up in, you should be seen but not, you shouldn't disturb, or so many rules. Let's skip the rules. Let's just have them out of our subconscious. It would be so much easier. And one thing that is kind of wonderful with the present moment is your brain waves, like you open up to the subconscious mind so that you can start to release those old patterns that are not serving you anymore. Because we're also a lot of emotions that are creating a pattern in us, like a behavior pattern that we go to. Like maybe I need I need wine when I'm feeling this or that, or I shop a lot when I'm stressed, or I eat, or whatever pattern we go to. That is actually just something we do to calm the nervous system and the emotion down. But if we would stay with that emotion, we would realize that love is on its way to embrace that. That's why we feel it so much in our system. That's why it's so hard to stay with it. So practicing being in the present moment will help you tremendously, or is the solution to any of your perceived problems. That is like the key. So the uprising emotion is like the gate, and the present moment is the key to unlock the love that is just right behind it. If you are, I can feel your body's responding. Bodies are responding really good. So the other key is non-resistance. Like, the more you resist something, the more it persists. You probably heard that me and other people say many, many times, like what you resist persists, which means it stays. And what you embrace dissolve things, like the problems, and it's all about frequencies and vibrations. So when we are in non-resistant mode, our frequency rises, and we are a vibrating match for love or joy or whatever frequency we're in. And I know, I don't know if you heard about David Hawkins' scale of consciousness, and they're like he did a scale with different emotions, and the shame and guilt was the very bottom. I think it's like 20-30 hertz, and then love is 500, and unconditional love is 540, and pure consciousness is up there above 1,000 or 1,000 or something. And willingness is like 300 and something, maybe 20. I'm not, you can check it out, but it's somewhere along those lines. And we can even get caught up with these different hertz on this scale. And then when I just I did that because it was easier for my mind to understand. I'm like that door up there. It's like I have to tick all the boxes for me to get things. But then I'm so energy sensitive, and I mean, you are probably too. That's why you're listening to me, or empaths. And you realize you don't even have, sometimes you don't really have to know what that emotion is. You just feel something. You don't have to you have to name it. You have to, where is it in your body? It's like a lot of rules to again, rules. And then you realize but I feel this is, it could be discomfort, or it could be density. It could be anything. I allow it. Tell your brain so that the amygdala, the freeze, flee, and fight response is not turned on and sends out a lot of cortisol and sends blood to your arms and legs to run, to fight back or to freeze. My go-to was freeze response. Like, I have so much tension in my body, and it's getting so much more, I'm getting so much more relaxed in my core muscles. But we hold so much stress and old traumas in our system. So when I started to realize the power of allowing what we are feeling, it's like a code up to our brain, like, yeah, this feels not nice, or this feels whatever, or dense, or whatever we are perceiving, the things that the sensation we are feeling in our body, but it's not a real threat. Like, I don't have to have all this blood go down to my legs or arms, because I'm not actually in a real, I'm not in danger here. So that's a start. And then, as you can feel, some of you now, it's like, now it starts like, oh, so there's no real threat. Then all of a sudden what we're feeling in the system can feel more intense, which is not at all a real threat either. So you just keep repeating, I allow this in my body. I'm allowed to feel this in my body, because your body is clearing out the old, is clearing out the imbalance from your system. When the body knows it's no real threat, it always aims for balance, for equilibrium, because it always, it creates whatever, like urine, and it's balancing up the blood, and it clears the blood, and it clears the system from toxins and viruses, and it pumps the blood around, and like some of the organs are cleansing the body. Like, it's so much going on in the system when we are in alignment. We don't even have to tell the body to clear this virus. So we don't even have to tell the body to clear this energy, because it does it. when we allow the body to do what the body is designed to do. It's just, universal intelligence in Annika shape, or in whatever your name is. Like it expresses itself in this human form. It was designed to live a life fully lived, to experience your emotions, and not having the emotion being like boxes. Like, now I had this one and this one, and it's when you live life in the now, life will show you what's next, because of the matching frequency that you're seeing in front of you. Like, right now I'm in this frequency, therefore I will have a vibrational match to this situation, or with this interaction, or with whatever it might be, or this addiction, this relationship, whatever it might be, this illness even. Like, it's always about a vibrational match. And that is not like, oh, I got a cold, so therefore I'm in a low vibration. It's actually, I got this cold because it was a vibrational match for me to embrace. Like, I embrace this, what I'm going through. That is how you heal. And it is also how what was in the body that was a vibrational match to that virus, or whatever created that. I don't know that much about what creates a cold, but it's a way for the body to clear out what is not a good balance match for your unique essence. So the body will keep clearing out all these emotions that I can imagine you felt a lot of, densities and a lot of weird situations and a lot of emotions lately, because we are getting so much truth essence coming in that wants to be integrated in our system. We're waking up to our true essence. And it's like, yeah, but for that to happen, we have to purge out this. And we're like, oh, let's suppress it down. And it will not be easier to do. Like, it won't be easy to do that. And that's why I'm talking about this present moment, because that is how you embrace what's coming up, how you can be a space. Good. I feel it. I can feel your body's responding, or your bodies are responding. So it's about being a space for that experience to be sensed in your body, whether it's emotionally, physically, or mentally. You're a witness to that which you're feeling and sensing in your body. I brought a glass so you wouldn't have to see this bottle, but I didn't pour the water into the glass. When we start to communicate with the body, being more, and another thing is, like, we can allow things, but we can also be gentle, and we can be compassionate about what we are sensing in our body. It's like, a little child that is afraid of, like, everything. They have to be very safe in order to be brave enough to maybe pet the dog, or ride that horse, or whatever they're going through. And when we have a lot of fear responses in our systems and in our behavior patterns, we can also be compassionate towards ourselves, because it's not really, I'm the witness to someone, to the person, Annika, being really afraid of heights. Like, I'm okay with heights, but it's those roads that are here in Tenerife, when you go up with a bus and you don't see you don't see the road. All you see is like a a little teeny tiny house in the bottom of that mountain. It's like the fear response in my system it's not a, I would say, healthy one to have. But when I tell myself, good, when I tell myself, it's not like I'm not the one being afraid, I'm witnessing terror, I'm witnessing fear. I'm tuning into the consciousness that are so much more expanded than the one believing she will die in the next curve. And then I can be a space for that fear or that terror to exist, which is less resistance. I mean, if I would have been totally in no resistance, that fear would be gone for me. Because then I would master that kind of terror in a way. Then I could be a witness of that. Good. Take a breath all the way down to your bellies and pelvic floor if you resonate with that. We hold so much tension and feelings of not being supported, not safe, suppressed, even suppressed sexuality in our lower chakras. And when we start to breathe down to these areas, which is like we need to breathe through these areas in order to fully integrate the truth. Good. So allowing and being compassionate and soft, appreciating the ability of the body, because it's like such an intelligence, being able to, oh, so there's no real fear, let's clear whatever is in there, let's clear it out. And then you have the breath, which is like, I check in often, like I check in so much in my body. And very often I realize when I'm in situations, I wouldn't say, but often I realize I'm not breathing fully because I'm in my head trying to figure out the fastest way down the road. I see these people, but maybe if I pass them faster, I will have like 30 seconds. Like I'm in my head calculating or trying to figure out what to do next. When I've been to that store, maybe I can, whatever it is. And then I realize I'm not breathing fully. So then I have to just stop. Like, doesn't matter if I'm there 2 minutes later, or it doesn't matter if I'm gonna, be there at all this day. It doesn't matter really very often. And then it's like my system is, I don't have to do that now. I'm not saying, so don't go there. I'm just saying, like, tell the system that is not a life-threatening situation. You don't have to do that now. You can have, follow the law of least resistance. And then it's so much getting cleared out. And then I can go to that store. And it's such a different way of approaching that walk to the store, or even being in the store. Whatever, if it's to, buy water to the next day, we have to buy water in bottles. But it could be anything. Just check in. Where's your breath? It's such a key to how much you're not in a present moment. And even when you choose to check in, it's a higher frequency than to keep on going. Even if you check in and you realize I'm so sad, that's a higher frequency because you're witnessing the sadness. And that is unconditional love. Just witnessing what is in the present moment. And all of a sudden you raise your vibration, your body starts to rebalancing itself again. You start to creating from a higher consciousness or from a higher vibration. And when you start to prioritize that way, your consciousness will climb the scale, and it's a consciousness that creates your life. It's a consciousness that you hold in your system that decides what kind of not what kind of life you will have, but how you will perceive your life, and you will make so much more loving choices based on that consciousness. You're not creating out of fear or the lower, like shame and guilt. You will start to create from maybe willingness. I remember that I say like 20-30 is like very low on the scale is shame and guilt, and then willingness is like a little bit above 300, and you start to create from willingness. It's like 300 hertz more, and it's like, yeah, that's a number, but it's also less compression and more expansion you're creating from. It's not as much freeze, flee, and fright flight mode that you're creating from. It's a mode of willingness and expansion, something that will be more in alignment with you, that will be more sustainable for you. It's not something you create to run away from feelings. Like we do that a lot, I've been doing that a lot, helping out so that I don't have to feel it. But then in the end, I was burned out twice. Because I thought it was important to be nice or friendly. And today I had I had a breath session with this wonderful therapist, Pablo. And I felt so much of the good girl that I thought I cleared out some time ago, and she was there. Like, so if I release her and I don't have that pattern of the good girl program in me, who am I? Who am I then? And then be compassionate about that one in fear, remembering I'm just observing, witnessing that. And I can feel in your systems there are these patterns too. It's just a role that we learned to play really, really well. So what are we when we're not the role of being a good girl or a boy? And it could be any other role we're playing, high achiever or the funniest or the coolest or the most quiet or whatever it might be. But so for me, it was today the good girl. And then I go to my knowing that what I am, the true essence, it's so much more love, like so much more joy, so much more abundance, so much more peace than the good girl could try to create on a good day when she wasn't too tired to hide or to, I don't know. Like the good girl is from conditional environment and did I sleep well? Did I eat well? Am I skinny enough, or am I don't know what we were sexy enough or funny enough or whatever we have in that like beliefs that we hold. But the other part is the unconditional love that is like, this day is crappy, but it's an experience, and I don't have to think that I am that. I'm just witnessing it. It's such a difference. And to be honest about it, if that makes you feel okay, like I can try to hide away from that all night long or all day long on a crappy day. Like we have this discussion of being introvert or extrovert. So we're labeling ourselves as something, but I believe those are patterns, under all that. And we're not labels. We put labels for our minds to understand something, but we are beyond what the mind can ever perceive. We are beings that are here to experience life. So we have to experience each and every moment to the fullest, so that when we experience each and every moment to the fullest, we can see the joy even in. And it's not like ha ha ha, you're crying joy. It's like a vibration. It's like a playground with different attractions. I think you say that in English, and one attraction is bliss, and then the other one could be shame, or it could be whatever. Like just different consciousnesses in this playground, and life will show you, like, now you're in this attraction or this consciousness. Explore it. What are the thoughts connected to that consciousness, or the feelings, or interactions with people, or relationship based like friendships, or a lover, or husband, wife, spouse. And then you go to, and then maybe half an hour later, they like, yeah, you explored that because you mastered it, you allowed it with no resistance. And something happens, and there you have some resistance, and all of a sudden you see the next consciousness on this playground, and you're like, oh, is that what that consciousness holds? Like, I see. And then you witness that. I hope that makes sense. But just, it's about witnessing your way of being in life. This, for me, is like this Annika avatar is now perceiving life in this way, because this is the consciousness she's in right now. So about the breath, the breath is like, when we allow the breath to be fully, like coming down fully into our system, to our body, like the belly, or the pelvic floor, it's the present moment can reach more fully into our body. Or you allow, like, I had a teacher once saying, God is in the breath, or you can say universe is in the breath, or your higher self is in the breath, or a life fully lived is in the breath, or a breath that is very shallow is a life not that fully lived, so to say. So when you breathe and you're conscious about what's here in the moment, you have your body as the tool to sense in. This is your tool. Your body will tell you everything. Like, do you really want to do this that you choose to do? Or are you doing it from, it feels not light? Oh, maybe I did something out of, I don't want to feel the shame that I don't like doing this or whatever it is. I don't want to feel the guilt. So I say yes, even though I shouldn't, or even though I'm so tired, I don't know if I can be awake all through the evening. Or I'm doing this out of revenge or whatever it might be. And then you just check in, like, where's your breath at? That is like a good tool, I think. In the beginning, if you're feeling it's hard to feel what's being sensed in the body when you're checking in, tuning in, just check where your breath is. Is it full or is it not? If it's full, embrace yourself, hug yourself and say, that is awesome. If it's not full, hug yourself, embrace yourself and say, this is awesome. It means that I can just be more loving to myself. I can create a safer space for myself. Because there's nothing wrong with your body. It's just responding to your subconscious mind. You will always listen to the subconscious mind. And you can be the one telling the bodies, like, this is no real threat. So you don't have to listen to the subconscious right now. You can relax and breathe. And when you do that, the more you do that, these subconscious programs, they start to dissolve because they're not being used, like they're not being repeated. And then you don't have to go in and you have to know exactly which word it is or exactly which sentence that is running in your subconscious. You're reaching it anyway when you're a witness to the present moment, because you can all of a sudden, it's like, oh, why did I think of that person? And you don't have to go to know why. You just a picture passing by, like balloons. So why did I feel this right now? It's just information, can just pass by. Why do I feel this pressure in my glutes? Maybe it's just information. I allow it to pass by. When you start doing that more and more, your breath will be deeper. But as I said before, it could be feeling a bit more intense in the beginning. Just because you found something in your system that's been there for a long, long, long time. And the body's like, oh, here's a lot of stuff that can be released because you're such in presence. And or she or he is so present, let's erupt the volcano. Depending on where you're at in this moment. I'm not saying it should erupt. It's just that I had that experience a while back. And it wasn't scary at all. It was like, wow. Yeah. So, and then you tuned in your body, you feel all these things or one thing, and you allowed it, and you gave it some breath, and you've been compassionate about this sensation. You witness it, and it's been there for a long time, not being able to move more. If you think it should have been released by now because I worked on this for so long, or whatever your perception or ideas are. And it's because it's not it hasn't been unconditionally loved. Like, it's been conditionally loved. Like, otherwise it wouldn't be still there. And you're like, if my breath is this powerful and I can make conscious choices, because now we're so in the present moment, we can actually choose what vibration we want to tune into. Not because that it's better to be in joy or love or peace or whatever frequency or vibration, but because this thing that is not, that is still in the body but hasn't been able to shift out of the system is worthy of that love. So it's for that one you choose, as you're the witness. Good, I can feel you're getting this. So you're the awareness, like you're the love. And now you don't have to like, so I want to get it there. It's like an intention. I intend to love this like I have never loved this before because it's worthy of love. Oh, beautiful, you guys. It's a choice. And now I can feel it's like you were open a little bit and then you closed, not closed really, but you tensed up a little bit because we're so used to controlling. So we take another 10 seconds. You're this space and you see something that is not being unconditionally loved. You choose love, unconditional love for this one. You can also feel you're listening to this. You're so high in consciousness. It's like love. We're here to bring love to the earth, right? It's like, yeah, I choose love for any lower density or for this density I feel or this emotion or this tension. Beautiful. And soften 2% more in your system so that it can come in. Sometimes it's like we're tensing up because we want to focus on what's happening, which you cannot focus on it because it's beyond mind. But we can allow 2% more softness. We can say for love to come in, our divinity, our higher self, our truth, or as it, one of my best friends says, peach. It's so beautiful. She doesn't say God or universe or divine. She says peach. Or she did that like 5 years ago. She might not do it anymore, but I thought it was so cute. Innocent and cute. Yeah. There's a little bit of, I want more. You cannot force it. Celebrate every second of expansion. And if you're not able to reach higher, or like it's like we're already there, but to reach all the way or to be present all the way, celebrate that. It's like, wow. I mean, you took a quantum leap here today. So beautiful. So beautiful. So good. And also, I can feel the belief, it's, I'm here now, I'm going there. But you're not going anywhere. The shift in consciousness is within. It's when you shift in consciousness, it's about allowing what is, because when you allow what is, you master that consciousness. Like you master the consciousness you're at to the fullest when you have no resistance to it, and then you rise. So it's about being loving to anything that's here, that you feel in your body. It's not like, let's say you're in traffic and the people in front of you drives too slowly and you get mad, because then you're separation. You go to what you're experiencing in your body. Is like, I feel anger. now. Something in life showed me where I hold anger, which means that consciousness is present in my body right now, and that consciousness hold this perception of someone driving slower makes me mad. So that consciousness is a belief that we are separated from source, that we are not, an expression of source. And then you allow, do you want me to repeat myself? Then you allow it, and you're a space for it to exist, and you breathe consciously, telling your system it's not a real threat. And you do that for a while. You don't choose then, I choose love so that the car in front of me drives faster. You choose love to embrace the consciousness, so that the anger in you, the consciousness that holds anger in you, feels safe to feel anger, so that you can thank the car in front of you for going so slowly. It's like the perfect timing always for everything. Yeah, I can feel your hearts opening up. Like, so then there is place for me for all this. Like, it's like a little innocent, so I can just be me. Yes, you're perfect. Like, so great. Yeah. And just witness that too. So the more you do this, you just realize like so much you can just be a witness to, and it just, you see all these balloons, like, why did I do that? It's a balloon. She is stupid. That's a balloon. It just floats out of your system in the most beautiful way. And then when it's intense, you have, like when you do that, your breath will be full. But then when it's more intense, you have this, allow, and then you witness it, and you allow it, and you breathe, and then you choose. And it's like my mentors, the instant elevation program on drkimd.com, but she calls it the ABC: allow, breathe, choose. Or awareness, breathe, choose. It's like being aware of, so therefore you can allow it. Because when you're aware of a car coming at you really fast, you can make the choice not to stand still and watch it come at you. You just jump aside, or jumps aside and screams something at them, like, ah. Being aware of what's in your system. And this is how that resistance, if you are courageous enough, which is an even higher frequency, to allow what you're feeling in your system to move through, this is how we change the world. This is how we get out of the consciousness that holds the systems that are not working for us. Kind of powerful. Because when you step into the non-resistance, you are love. And that too is a consciousness that holds solutions or new ideas to build to. So the old systems were built on lower frequencies, lower consciousnesses, right? So they cannot move up. because they will only create more of that consciousness. The new systems are created out of inspired ideas because we hold that frequency. So we also vibrate. So we hold a frequency that vibrates so that we can receive matching thoughts and ideas that matches that vibration. And so we have to be open enough to receive them so that universe can create through us. It's not an ego-based, I did that. It's like, it's a co-creation. So we co-create the new systems in the new world. Breathe the way, let it in. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is nothing that can be rushed, because then you're in your mind and you're trying to push things out of your system in a way. This is like the new system or a new world or earth or whatever you feel called to call it. It's in you. It's coming through you. Or you are the new earth. But it has to be received and experienced. And everything has to be embraced, allowed and embraced with compassion or love, or, remember that I said in another webinar that think of something that you appreciate or something you feel grateful for, or thankful for, and then you breathe that essence in. And if you're very consciously evolved, you can just be in the awareness and tap into the frequencies of the new. And that is like intention and allowing. You can also allow in your truth. Just like integrate more of your truth, and it holds, it holds everything, like the codes for the new. It's in there. If you just soften and receive, the feminine is to receive. Good. So we can open up the cells, allow everything to integrate. And they're open already. I'm just saying it for your mind a little bit to understand what's going on in a way. Beautiful. Let it just come into your bodies, all the way into the subatomic world. Yeah, so it's like in the physical and in your bones, the bone marrow, all the way through, and all the organs, the bloodstream, all the fluids in your body, your nervous system, your skin. It's a really big cleansing organ, right? Your hair, your eyes, your brain, your neck, shoulders, spine. Say thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you. for being far more intelligent than my mind can ever be. But thank you, mind, for keeping me safe. It's all the mind wants to do, is to keep you safe. And now if you may want to make another conscious choice, we can send out love to the world. Or maybe you want to send it to someone that needs it. Then you say, I want to send this out to the world. May it begin with me. Like, may this energy move through me and then spread out. Yeah. I can also feel like if you don't have the big sensation of it, it's like when we are really, really present, we are everywhere. We are here, but we are also consciously everywhere. We're one. We're one. We're one consciousness. But we have different expressions. Breathe down into your pelvic floor. Beautiful. I invite you to take 5 breaths down to your pelvis and tap your chest just to be here. And not in a forceful way, just be very present and gentle. And even if you're someone that has a lot of sensation when you breathe down to your pelvis, just tell your body it's nothing to be afraid of. Be gentle and loving and compassionate about your body's responses or sensations. God, good. Now I can feel it starts to tingle in the feet, like it's very all the way through. You can put a hand on your heart. You can say to the present moment without hearing the answer. If you do, it's okay. You don't have to search in your mind for an answer, but I choose my truth if that resonates with you. And I'm willing to be the truth. And then you can just listen. There is no truth but the body of truth. There is only truth. So therefore you can allow life to show you in any moment which consciousness you are here to master. Just like someone driving a car in front of you really slowly, or a relationship, or anything that you experience in life. Because the truth is, You can see it as I said last time, I think. It's like there is only, you're the only, the one existing in your body. So when you experience things as they did that or that happened, experiencing in the body. So therefore you can choose to be resisting or not resisting to that which you're feeling and sensing. That is how powerful you are. Good. And give yourself a hug. Maybe touch your body a bit just to come back. How are you feeling? Oh, you're just perfect. Loved and soft. Thank you. Thank you. We are co-creating this. Yeah. Feeling great. Good. I feel great too. You're so open and conscious. It's amazing to do this when we don't have to explain, you know. I'm not saying it's wrong to have to explain something, but then you get the question, how, why, which is mind. And then I'm here to let people know that it's beyond mind. It's even beyond words. It's vibration and frequencies. But it's so I just love doing this. So thank you so much. So next time will be the last one in this series. Oh yeah. So it's like Lena says she feels calm and buzzing at the same time. Yeah, it's healing. Like the body heals. It's what it does. It's like, oh, let's maybe release this. I'm so tired or so stressed or whatever it is. It's like the body system does this, which is pretty cool on a cellular level. So next time is the last time in this Worthiness series. I did this because I felt called to open something new, in you, but in me as well. And I'm thinking about doing something in Swedish. In Swedish, I can't even speak in Swedish later on. But I'm not. Don't think, anyways. I will do something after the 19th in the near future. It doesn't mean it would be a long time. I'm going back to Sweden and we'll just settle, come home and see what's up and what's down for a little while. And if you have like questions and ideas for topics that you would like to listen more to, whatever it might be, just send them to me. I'm open for suggestions. Also, if that is something that lifts you up. Thank you, everybody, and take care. Thank you so much for hanging out with me every Wednesday. I love you. Oh, heart back.